Hey there, Heather. Hello there. Jeff Cutter Diving. Welcome you to another Degrassism's Top 6 poll. And I did the class of 2007. Now I'm doing the class of 2011 as that guy, THT guy, did on his YouTube channel. And I knew I forgot something when I was taping the 2007 class because the classes were basically the creation of THT guy and he explained certain characters. So the class of 2011 was the class kind of that kind of started with Degrassi season 8 and ran for a few years. Now, the problem with me with this and the next class I'm prone to do is that this was around the time I really didn't watch Degrassi. I think by season 8 I had enough. And then I stopped for a while. And the next class came in and it brought me the joy of me doing my Degrassi stuff. But the simple fact is that I'm going to go with what I know from the Reddit community and all that. So if I do make a major boo-boo, then just say it in the comments. Anyway, so the guy recommended 9 characters, and I thought 6 of them looked good. He recommended Sane, Leah, and Blue, and not really a fan of those 3. Kind of like 2007 when he put Chris, Damien, and Lucas in that list. And, Chris was just a one-season wonder. Damien, I didn't really think that well. And Lucas was there, but Lucas, nah. I just couldn't. Anyway, so here's the top 6 for 2011. All right, so number 6 is Shantae, the everlasting perpetual character in Degrassi. She was introduced in season 4. So Shantae lasted like 7 seasons on the show as a student. Well, 7, 8 seasons. It's like Shantae was always there. Like, how many times was she held back? Shantae was a bit player in one of season 4 episodes when it was a girls' night that Manny and Emma and Shantae and Darcy would have a girls' night and deal with the pranks of the boys, led by Chester, who faded after a few episodes. So Shantae was just that perpetual friend and all that. So, yeah, it was hard to believe. Shantae's cousin Dave would be on the show. And I can't remember when he graduated or something like that. They didn't really mention him. I don't think he graduated. But anyway, yeah. Dave was running off the show. But yeah, Shantae's prominence came in season 10 when after Simpson canceled all extracurriculars and basically made the students wear uniforms in a way of overreacting to Vegas night and basically keeping his job, which I guess everyone can figure. That's why he fucking did what he did. Shantae was upset and decides to put post-it notes all over Snake's car and all that. Snake is not too pleased with it. Shantae says we want to have a meeting. Snake and Shantae do agree on a few things and disagree on a few other things. But Snake does tell Shantae that if the students do better, the more you do well, the more things can come back. And that's what Shantae's role is on the show. Number 5 is Declan. So Declan is known for being a twin of Fiona. And no, Fiona is not on this list. She'll be on the next one. But anyway, Declan had a crush on Holly J. He used his power and influence to be with Holly J. Because, they both come from well-off families and all that. Declan liked Holly J. And I guess in a sense he pushed Holly J around for monetary issues and all that. Because Holly J her family was having issues with finances now because they were being investigated by the tax man. So Declan was in New York City, so he offered to give Holly J money so that she could be his girlfriend, but Holly J didn't buckle. So yeah, it seemed like Declan was very possessive of Holly J, and Holly J finally decided to break off the mold. Number 4 was Riley. Riley was introduced as the star quarterback, I think in season 8 or 9. 9, I think. 9 or 10, I can't remember. Anyway, Riley was the star quarterback for the Degrassi football team. And, Riley had competition with Drew, as Drew came in to pitcher. And Drew, Riley paced Drew and all that. And Riley got kicked off the football team. Riley thinking that Drew used the power of his mother or stepmother, I guess you don't want to call Audra, to push him off the team. But Drew said this wasn't about Riley's sexuality. This was about. Oh no, Riley was season 8, wasn't he? Yeah. Riley came over in season 8. Yeah. This wasn't because of your sexuality. This was because I wanted to be the quarterback and I want to be the main guy. But anyway, yeah, Riley had problems. Like, he liked Sane, who was one of the honorable mentions, but the fact of the matter is that Sane had a thing for Riley. Riley had a thing for Sane, but Riley had to hide it from his parents, especially his mom, because from the Greek culture, which they don't like homosexuality. But yeah, Riley struggled to keep his thing. Like, Fiona dated him, but Fiona told Riley to come out of the closet. Riley was upset with how he thought his mother was. I think his mother disowned him for a while and then owned him back, got him back. But yeah, Riley was just a very angry gay person. It looked like his story angle wasn't well off. It just made him look angry and all that. He would have bursts of rage when someone called him gay and all that. So yeah, and Riley's story would be great, but unfortunately they did it with Marco. Well, not the angry person, but anyway. Number 3 is Anya. Poor Anya. I feel so bad for you. Although I say that Anya's rating was perfectly placed. So Anya came in season 7, and she was good friends with Holly J. Unfortunately, it seemed that Anya was being pushed by Holly J to be her friend. Holly J was clutching the straws. And so Holly J would really give Anya problems. It would actually throw Anya under the bus on several occasions. When Anya ends up losing a competition and all that, she gets mad at Holly J and says that this is all your fault. Why do you push me around? And Holly J says, because you let me. Holly J has Anya dress like her and be close to her. Anya, like season 9, when Ollie got in trouble for making the I Hate Holly J thing on Face Rage or whatever you want to call it, she forces Anya to try to push Ali out, saying that, Anya is perfectly follower. And I think Holly J, in a sense, wanted Anya because, give Anya some personal stuff. Anya had troubles. Her mother had cancer and all that. And, she wanted to be with Sav. Like, she was there in season 8, meeting with Sav's parents and says, I'll do whatever it takes for you to like me. I'll read the Quran. I'll do whatever it takes. But, of course, they don't like Anya being with Sav, Sav's parents. I'll explain that when I talk about Sav. But anyhow, Anya felt betrayed. Anya felt terrible that Sav would, be close to his parents and not her. Anya was told in season 10 to destroy Sav's chances to be student council president by saying that she is having Sav's baby. Anya takes it, but then Anya decides at the last second to turn things around on Holly J, saying she'll do it, but then she'll twist the story and say that, yes, we're pregnant, but we miscarried. So Sav wins the election. Holly J is pissed that Anya pulled one over on Holly J, but she asked for it. Anya would still be upset over Sav choosing his parents and maybe an arranged bride for her. And she fell off the rails. She tried to be with Owen. She dated her mom's gynecologist because she was lonely and all that. She had a few drug issues, and then she goes to the army because I guess in a sense Anya is pretty good at following orders. So that's kind of sucky, but Anya was a good person, and she got shat on too many times and all that. Number 2 was Sav. You voted Sav at number 2. The Reddit community said Sav was number 2. I get it, and I like it. So anyway, Sav was introduced in season 7 in a few episodes. And then in season 8, he had to deal with his little sister Ollie coming to the school with him and being a little bit embarrassed. Sav also had to deal with his parents not really liking Ollie. Not Ollie, Anya. Sav rebels against his parents by taking his dad's pickup truck to a concert, gets yelled at. Sav wants to blast his dad high and dry, but decides not to and says that I will make sure I get your respect back. And Sav's dad said, I know you're a good guy, deep down inside. deep down. So anyway, yeah, I will talk about Ollie when I talk about the class of 2014. Obviously, that's not neither here or there or anywhere. Gummy bears. So yeah, so Sav had what was the double standard? He was praised by his parents. He was not forced to do as much tasks as on Ali was in the house, But they still arranged a girlfriend for Sav because it's family tradition, Muslim tradition. Sav kind of rebels against that, but he actually likes his mysterious arranged person and throws Anya under the bus, and it was pathetic. Sav deserved better, to be a better person, and also Sav kind of pushed the fact that he had a relationship with Miss O, as in OH, as in the immersion teacher that basically was the person after Snake when Snake became principal. And it's like, what the hell? Why would Sav be with Miss O? I know that Sav got a little bit more freedom, and his relationship with Holly J and her parent and his parents were okay with it. But of course, there's another part of Sav I didn't talk about, but I'll talk about it when I get to the number one person. The fact of the matter is that Sav and Miss O had a relationship, and Sav graduated, and it's like no one got in trouble for it. Miss O didn't get in trouble. Sav didn't get in trouble. It was weird. And number one, by a long shot, I believe in this poll, was Holly J. I get it. I really do. So Holly J was introduced in season 7 as a kind of pushy person from Lakehurst. Once Lakehurst had to merge with Degrassi because their school burned down. We don't know what happened. Holly J basically ran Lakehurst as the queen bee. She was basically the Lakehurst equivalent to Paige. We also learned that Holly J's sister was Heather, the famous unseen character who was supposed to be part of the Quiz Bowl team to face Northern Tech, but then all of a sudden she contracts mono. People think that Craig gave it to her. Why would Craig deal with Heather? It doesn't make sense. Regardless, is that, even though they were living in the same house and they went to the same school, Holly J refused. She wanted to go to Lakehurst because she wanted to stay out of her sister's shadow and all that. Unfortunately, though, the shadow part stayed because of Heather's Queen Bee persona with Paige in a battle royale. One mini said that Paige was Holly J. She was just a character. Yeah, right. So Holly J pushes people around. She forces Anya to stay with her. She's causing mistrust. She even has an affection for Toby, which failed miserably. So anyway, yeah, Holly J was taken over the school by season 8 when the chef becomes the principal once Hatzalakos reviews for Regina and calls Holly a hot little number because Holly being on the cheerleading squad, the leader of the spirit squad, doesn't want Mia around because Mia is putting emphasis on her child more than everything. And it's like, what the fuck? Mia is part of the class of 2008 and will get her video soon. But as is, Holly J was pushing and all that. She was an A-type, though. She was a go type of person. She was kind of like Liberty with her academics and all that and just not caring what people thought of her. Holly J's bossiness finally came to an end, kind of because she was robbed at the dot. And also because of the face range thing Ollie did to make Holly J lose a step or two. Because, Ollie was upset that Johnny DeMarco wanted to be with her. Like Holly J. But Holly J kind of softened up a bit. Although she still pushed Anya to try to destroy Sav in the season 10 student elections, but Sav and Anya pull a fast one on her and win. So Holly J does get attracted to Sav, and Holly J is the assistant to Sav. They have some kind of romance. They actually were supposed to be the chaperones for the Vegas night dance, but then they sneak away and decide to do some stuff. And Snake gets a little bit miffed with Sav and Holly J, and understandable. They said they wanted to do this Vegas thing, and Snake believed them. Snake says, "I trusted you." I mean, I get it with Snake. So Sav and Holly J were still an item, even though that Anya was upset that Sav would choose Holly J and practically his arranged wife over her. But anyway, Holly J kind of softened up in a sense. She still had problems. And in season 11, she had the kidney problems that she ignored the tonsil problem, which spread to her and gave her a need for a new kidney. So Holly J needing a new kidney needed something fast. She couldn't use her financial gain because her family was being investigated for stuff. She didn't want to go with Declan because Declan was bossing around and using money to get at Holly J. So then she finds out she's adopted and that the birth mother gave her up for financial reasons. So Holly J finds out that her birth mother is a match for a kidney. So Holly J talks to her and Dawn says she wants $20,000. And Holly J's like, why? Dawn says that, you know, I have 2 kids. I have a job I have to recover. I have to leave for a while to recover from the kidney problem, from losing my kidney. Holly J says, okay, well, you're not supposed to ask money for a kidney and all that. And in Canada, supposedly, a organization will give you financial aid to help when you have to recover from kidney stuff. And I think it takes like 6 to 8 months. So yeah, but yeah, Holly J blasts her mom saying that, you got rid of me because of financial problems and now you need money for a kidney. I'm upset that you have never changed. Like, a lot of people blasted me for getting mad at it. And like, Holly J was justified in getting mad at her mom about a kidney. It's like $20,000 for a kidney? Are you serious? Well, Holly J didn't really have much of a choice. She felt like she was going to get hurt. Thankfully, though, Fiona saves the day by buying one of Dawn's dresses for $20,000. And Fiona, I guess in a sense, when I talk about Fiona in the class of 2013, I'll get more in the storyline. But yeah, Fiona did it for Holly J for one main reason. And Holly J was happy. She got her kidney and all that. I just wish Holly J was a better character at the start. Make her more sympathetic. But what can you do? Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I'm Jeff.